Good day and welcome to the Lifestyle League. My name is Mafokate and today I'm chilling with Larry Matlala.
Tara.
Hola.
Hola, hola, bye.
How are you, my brother?
I'm super great.
You look so young, but you've achieved a lot.
Hey, man. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard that. No, we thank God for that. Yeah. And hard working, not sleeping a lot. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, here at Lifestyle League, we always engage game changers. You know, there are those people that are big celebrities that go to other shows, but here we say game changing should be the priority. And you are one of those game changers.
No, I really appreciate the honor. Thank
Who's
you.
Larry Matlala?
Larry Matlala is a Limpopo boy, born and bred and raised in Pretoria, where my dad was working there, and then we grew up there with my whole family, even though the other family left again and they went back to Limpopo. But as we decided, no, we love the city more. So
how do you claim Limpopo, but you are born in Pretoria?
It's a very long reason. Actually, I've been very much curious about it, only to find out there's a little bit of royalty connections, and my dad didn't want.
That's why you're now claiming Limpopo.
Yes.
Because I always get confused when somebody says they are born in the US and they say I'm from Africa.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So how do you claim to be a Limpopo boy?
You know, I would say from my from the primary schools, high schools, and so on, I didn't know much about Limpopo. We only know Limpopo as Petersburg.
Okay.
But later when I grew up, I started meeting people. They said, but you know, when you got some real connections, I'm like, how do you guys know? I started asking my dad about it, and my dad started explaining. There was also the totem explaining who Matlalas is. I'm like, I'm very much interested. Then I went there to visit the king and actually the queen. He was a queen, yes, Mama Matlala in Christine. I went to meet, and I found there's another Matlala in Sikukune. I'm like, so I met all of them born, and they fell in love with me. And that's one of the things I actually gave birth to them.
So you come from the royalty?
Yes. From what I'm hearing, our lineage and the families, they're all from there. They just kept it under.
But you were born and raised in
Pretoria.
Where in Pretoria?
Soshanguve. My dad is from a small gate in TUT. Yeah, my name is TNG, our TCE, until now is TUT.
Yes, because I used to perform around those areas.
I remember.
So you're from the L.
Yes.
When you go to L, go transfer.
Before that, after transfer, I'm a small gate. Very small gate.
Yes.
TUT. Yeah, I'm a small gate.
Okay. And how was your upbringing?
Very much. It's a lot of mixture, you know. You're a lot, you know. When you raise in such a community, the vibe, only the gangsters are our celebrities who look up to them. But my father was a soldier; he was from the military, so he would discipline us. So I think that helped to keep us at home. We 1 hour, we come back. Papa was 6, and I was leading boots so high, so it's really shiny. So we must be home before he gets back. So that kind of a discipline somehow it grew. And until later on when I grew up, even when I went and I left and I went to Cape Town, the whole thing that how my dad raised, and even now when I go home to visit, I ask, who's cleaning the studio?
Yeah.
He's still sitting and shine. So we grew up in that way. So somehow it helped us in a way. I grew up in a family where my parents got divorced, but a little bit confused because my dad took all the kids. My mom left and my dad took care of all of us. So we stayed with my dad. I think we were like 5 of my siblings. The one that come after my brother passed away. So my dad took all the kids. I'm like, why would a man take the kids and not the woman? My dad was singly stayed with us for all these years until I finished school. So that on its own, it played a very big part in my life.
Okay. And then you spoke about Cape Town.
Yes.
How does Cape Town come into the picture?
You know, where I went to...
I'm just double checking. Yes. In case you end up claiming that you are closer now.
Yes. I'm happy you didn't ask me any question in Xhosa because I speak the most fluent Xhosa ever. So when we registered at the college, was at Labonte in Pretoria West. So when we were registered, there were learnership that were coming out that they said they wanted, those wanted to do light current in Cape Town. So we just applied in JSCOM once people have applied. I got called at the University of Stellenbosch. So that's how I landed to become a maths teacher at the University of Stellenbosch. So it's a long, somebody says, how did you come here? I came there and I showed him I'm good at this. I knew electricity and I don't maths like the brain of my head. So when I did that, they said, but Larry, job offer here.
You taught students at Stellenbosch?
Yes, you Google and say the youngest Western Cape Education Department teacher 2008. It will appear Larry Matlala.
Wow.
Yes, it's still there.
Stellenbosch.
When I had a person.
You know, highly regarded Stellenbosch.
Yes. I was staying at Kayamnandi, then I left, we went to the rest. You type there, it's still there. My certificates are still there, on the pictures are still there. I was still a Pretoria born, right? This one is not from
So what's your educational background?
It's a lot of mix. I'm still even studying now. I left LLB. I was doing my submissions also with KMA attorneys. I left and I went to Limpopo TV. There's a lot. In the middle of my articles, I think I was on number 14. I got the dream of Limpopo TV came through. I left everything. I went there to do my engineering in accounting, also auto techniques in Stellenbosch. I got a job. I became a teacher. Then I left. Immediately I became a school teacher at the age of 24. I said, no, this thing's wasting my time. Let me enjoy the man.
Where were you teaching?
At Kayamnandi High School. It's still there. It's still called Kayamnandi High School, just opposite Stellenbosch, 5 minutes away from Stellenbosch University, at the Kayamnandi. So the high school, they had a problem with the lack of teachers, maths teachers. Then somebody at the university recommended, said, "Little man, they need that." I went there as a substitute teacher, just helping only on 2 or 3 days a week. They said, but this post is open and you can qualify. Then I brought my CVs and I got my personal number.
So I'm a bit confused. So when you left, when you applied and went to Cape Town,
Yes.
you got that
The
internship
learnership
for
is
something
auto
else.
techs. We're
The
doing
learnership, sorry.
electric engineering, but you upgrade it, it becomes auto techniques at the university. So a lot of people were like, but you are here.
But how old are you then?
You know, I was like 23, 24.
Okay, and
No.
then
Then
teaching, how does teaching come into?
in 8 months. The thing is that during the day we are bored at the university. I can't speak Afrikaans. I'm from Pretoria, even though it's Pretoria, a lot of Afrikaans. Afrikaans is not my thing. So during the day, the university was boring for us. So we want to go and meet the black people and speak with them, get to meet them. And us going to the township, then that's where we met Kayamnandi. There was Kailicha, but it was a little bit far. But Kayamnandi was the closest one we could meet. So we go there, meet people, mingle and so on. But then there was one high school. So I'm like, man, why does I need to come and visit here? Guys, don't you need a maths teacher? I know computer and I know maths. Can I come and teach? They say, hey, we're actually looking for substitute. And that's how I landed. After 3 months, somebody gave them a recommendation. Says, guys, you said now this post is vacant. This guy is available. Speak to him if he's available and you give him a job. So they gave me a 1 year. It ended up becoming 3 years. So I actually was just volunteering for the whole 3 months. Then it became a 1 year contract. They gave me my personal number. They signed me. They gave me a pay slip. Then the money was good. Then the next time I flew in my dad and my mom to come to Cape Town to see the whole thing. So they saw the whole thing, excited. Then they extended it for 3 years. So he was there for 3 years.
Wait, your dad left your mom?
Yes.
You flew in together?
My mom was staying in Kalinen. My dad was staying in Soshanguve. So he flew them in to come.
But they're no more together.
They were not together.
Yes, they're
still communicating.
Big superstar.
Both of them, they came. This young teacher thing, it was just an anniversary that they did for me at the university. I got a very good high marks on it.
You're just making me curious now because you flow them together. And then how do you book them into a hotel?
My sister, my mom was not, my dad was the one staying at the lodge at the B&B at Stellenbosch. My mom was staying with some of the ladies who were around there. They would accommodate there because she's a people's person. So my dad is a little bit low. He's even had the man of influence. You'll see him, very low, quiet guy. He doesn't attend much. So yeah, always, whenever is something beautiful happening, I always invite my family.
And how do you end up in the TV world, in the broadcasting world?
My search for the whole lineage of the Matlala thing. I went to Limpopo, get to know people. I met the Matlala family. I heard this Matlala thing was a pro thing. They call it Bakoni. I'm like, Bakoni thing? What is this Mukoni thing? Then my research in that, it led me to the TV thing.
Which year is this?
Limpopo TV started 2019. When I left South Africa, in 2020.
Did you work for Limpopo TV or you worked for other channels?
I started Limpopo. I worked for other...
Yeah,
you want that background?
No.
Yes,
that's the thing. How you cannot just start Limpopo TV out of nowhere. Hence, I'm saying, how did you get into the broadcast world?
If we have enough tape to record this is going to be interesting. 2010, my contract ended. Then I moved from Cape Town. I was moving. The World Cup was arriving in South Africa. So they were looking for technical guys who can help in the technical in the stadiums, in Athlone Stadium, at the Greenpoint Stadium. So I got a job in Durban at a place called Banana Beach. The Banana Beach is next to that small stadium in KZN. So we went in Port Shepstone, yes. When they were there in Port Shepstone, because I'm always curious, they were looking for assistant directors, guys. I'm good at editing. I know how to edit with the After Effects. That time, Final Cut was still the smallest, was not working. We were still using those old versions. So we were there, then we learned a lot. I got that much interest in this whole broadcasting thing. So
they took you from Cape Town?
From Cape Town immediately. So I couldn't go back to Cape Town. The contract says, but you want us to be renewed? Then they said, no, but now I need to extend because I was only doing my 4th module. They said we must have all 5 modules to have this contract to become permanent. I'm like, I am bored, man. World Cup is here, man. I'm excited. So we're traveling with the Super Sports, so they will take us to places. Then I landed in Banana Beach. When I was there in Durban, that was the time there was a group in Durban called, it started with DJ Tira. What do you call them?
Socks and Tira.
Yeah, with Socks and Tira, yes.
Yes.
You'll see my name somewhere. They can really check down there.
What were you doing
I'll
there?
tell you. I said, if you have enough tape, I'll tell you all of this. So we did that. They came and they introduced me at the Banana Beach. They got me a house. So Tira and there's a guy called DJ Bongs.
They had a name, man. Socks and Tira.
Yeah,
Devon's
Finest.
Yes.
Yeah. So they got me a place at the Potchefstroom. I got a place, a very white house, big white house. My job there was to produce. They'll bring photo shoots and they go to clubs, and my job was to edit and they'll post. That time Facebook was not that permanent.
So you worked with DJ Tira?
Very much so.
Wow.
My name is there. If you check this,
Yeah.
then say El Matlala. That's me there. So that excited me. But now, the fun comes and it goes, and then now they begin to grow. It was before even.
But what are you doing for them when you say produce?
My job is to edit. Edit. Yeah. So they will bring all the content, all the raw footages from all the shootings, and now just combine it and make sure it can be a very good advert or a reel that they can use for advertorial. So from there, and I said, I want to come back home. So I came back home, and coming back home. And now there is this thing that started on GSTV that they were introducing. They would bring people to come and do internships and do. I said, I'll go there. I got bored, man. I know.
So it's your second internship.
Yes. I'm like, but this thing's not working for me. I don't want to tell them my CV where I come from. So I went there just to gain much of experience with the new broadcast equipment that they brought. There was this equipment called AV. So the AVs, when it came to South Africa, I wanted to learn it in multi-choice. I was the only one who had it. So we came in there and I got introduced to a lot of TV channels. There were public channels. There were a lot of streaming, retreams, iLinks, and all of that. And all of that, my love for television and broadcast went boof. I'm like, I need to bring a TV to Limpopo. But something happened before Limpopo comes. In between 2012 and 2018, there was a 6-year gap where Larry Matlala disappeared from South Africa.
Yeah, because I noticed that you lived in South Africa and the US.
Yes, in the UK. And I just disappeared.
Okay, so UK.
I got a job. I got an offer, actually. So there's a company that was here in Bramley. They call themselves View Africa. So View Africa, they were doing a lot of BBC, TLC, those and British channels. We call them free channels in there, but they'll bring them here under multi-choice. So they needed somebody who's going to be here to monitor them. Whenever there are glitches, there's somebody going to do what you call technical operations. I'm like, no, I'm available. I can do that. My job was to watch the screens and check out problems and refresh and check. So we had like
And that time we've got young people in studios that can't even monitor sound for 1 hour.
Imagine.
And you get to sit 24 hours.
If you check one of my photos on Facebook with me, with those hundreds of screens, I knew which channel is playing in Nigeria, which one is playing in Ghana. So every country that I've been watching, I've been to those countries in Ghana, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Botswana, Swaziland. I started there with Swaz TV. And what did they call? Where I was just an operator. Man is a sub-Saharan operational manager. So any problem with a glitch, you call Larry. So my business card also there on social media is written, you call Larry for that. So that love grew from there. My friend, man, this is very beautiful. And then I wanted to quit. They gave me an offer. They say, here is an offer. So my sister, who passed away during the COVID, says, take this off. At least when you go to UK, you learn a lot about satellites and television and broadcast. So that's how I left the country. So that whole 6 years difference in that blank.
Where'd you go to in the UK?
We were staying in a place called Marlborough. So Marlborough were there for the first 2 years. They introduced us to satellite, how satellite works.
What's Marlborough? Where is it next to?
Not far from Heathrow. Yeah, not far from Heathrow.
So you're in London,
basically. London. So from Heathrow, I think it's like 30 minutes. We'll always go get to see the place and all of that. So that whole place, we went there. We saw all these things, and then I realized there's something that these guys are already like 10 steps ahead of us in South Africa. We want to come back and bring this thing. But they didn't much allow that. They taught us how a satellite works. How do you send the feed from here? I didn't know that internet can be generated through water. I didn't know those things. I didn't know when there's a satellite, how does it work? So we learned all of that. So with all that information, they brought us to South Africa. So when we came back to South Africa, 2018, that's how Limpopo started. They sent me to Kenya. I was in Nairobi. I was with Musi Maiman. He was still with the DA. So there were some things Musi Maiman, he was saying that they didn't like. So they chased him away at the airport.
So he was with you guys there?
No, he was in Kenya. I was going to Kenya to go help him with the broadcast to send the feed to South Africa, whatever he was doing there. So they chased him away at that hotel. I am the one who stayed there. So that's how I met the Musi Maiman. I said, no, I'm from South Africa. I said, no, man, the guys from UK. So the guys were broadcasting from there for them were from UK.
So he offended the government?
Yes. So they chased him away and I stayed there. So that's how Kenya became more like a home for me, and I get to meet people and make friends and all of that. So then immediately there was a little bit of challenge and tension. I wanted to go home. I miss home. I miss home food. We meet a lot of guys in the UK who speak.
And that's just 2018?
That's 2018. So 2018, when I came back, I said, guys, I'm going home. I want to do this thing called Limpopo TV, and I can introduce this new high definition broadcast that can come here. You know, because of, there's a lot of things that people maybe might not know about the digital broadcast overseas and what we are doing. They're already ahead because for us, they still need to make money based on the future technology that they are using. So coming here at home, I felt there's been a lot happening. Then that's when Limpopo TV came. And I started Limpopo TV. I introduced Limpopo TV to a lot of people. I met a lot of guys who tried to start it. There were some guys from Venda, some guys from Guyana, others from Kukune. They used to work with around, I think there was a guy who owns a Tswane TV called Dr. Puma. I met with him as well. And I explained
what happened to Dr. Puma?
He's still around. He's
doing Tswane TV.
He's still doing
and he's still doing How TV as well.
Under Zali. Yes. So I met him, I explained. He said, no, man.
I nearly worked for How TV, by the way.
Really? Yeah. So when I meet him and the daughter Ruth, we sat down and explained my vision to them. I realized what I wanted to do with Limpopo TV, it was a little bit different based on what they're doing. With me, I wanted to bring Limpopo stories and bring to the world. So every time when I launched the Limpopo TV, you see on the video, when we launched with the premier, Stelima Tabat, I wanted it to be the best. That is why within the first launch.
How do you end up owning Limpopo TV? Who gave you the rights?
I registered it.
You go to ICASA. How did you end up?
ICASA, we made the first application. There's been up until now. Now there's another call that came out. That's the 6th
I saw that call.
All these 6 calls that have been happening, all of them, 75,000 is non-refundable. There's never been a frequency released. There's a lot of that law that is happening.
But I feel like it's a bit unfair.
Yes, but you can say there's been 5 ministers.
Why we get to
Minister
speak out about these things?
Last year, I hosted Mama Faith Mutambi. She was the minister when I applied. That's why we became friends.
No, you applied 6 times.
Yes.
You spent 75,000 and you're still afraid to express your feelings.
Every time there's a change of a minister, then the whole rules change. Like now there's a new minister.
But you lost 75 times 6.
I did it twice.
Yeah,
there's been 6
calls. You lost 150,000 and
yes.
Get to.
Yes. So the last time we came jointly with Mr. Victor Pume, we said, let's do it together. Then he said, no, now I'll give you the facilities, and then whether you do the TV and do the whole broadcast. You know?
So now you can only broadcast under DSTV?
Not really. The rules of something called MX3 were different. ICASA gives multi-choice and MX3. MX3 is like an encoder with the multiple channels. So multi-choice decides who comes into those channels. So we wanted to come under their channel because it was a popular one. There's been 3 of them. There was the one that closed recently with the one here in Midrand. What is
Starset?
Starset closed.
Starset closed now?
Yes, official. They took the encode. They took the MX. The MX3 I'm talking about, it's an encode, that's it.
Starset is gone?
Yes, they shut it down. They took the encode.
Their offices here in Midrand are gone?
The offices are still here. Tulani passed away. Passed away. There's a new guy now who was in charge. And then whenever they take that small equipment, they came to Limpopo TV with AK-47s and they stole mine. In Limpopo TV. That's how Limpopo TV during COVID in 2021 shut down.
So where is Limpopo TV if you're saying
now? Now it's back on with Centec and ICASA. ICASA, they came back with an idea, well, if the tape allows us. ICASA and Centec, they got tired of multi-choice trying to bully them. So they came up with their own version of, we call it their own, ICASA and Centec. Okay. They came up with their own version of, what do you call it? Where you cannot catch up. They call it the multi-choice thing. Showmax,
yes,
type of a thing. You can be able to catch up and we call it VOD, video on demand, can repeat, rewind the shows that you missed. So they said, no man, let's bring our own. So they launched with the new CEO was the ICASA and Centec. They call it Free Vision. So the Free Vision is there. SABC is there. SABC 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They call the SABC now. They said they wanted to do their own. They call it SABC Plus. But now Centec and ICASA, all the channels that are in ICASA, including the How TV, Tswane, Soweto, and everybody, they launched their own thing. They call it Freezer. Limpopo TV is there. When you include the first beautiful.
Also, it's no more under multi-choice.
No, now we are under ICASA and Centec.
But how do we get hold of you guys?
I'll share that link with you.
No, tell us. Yeah, on
you can go to free.
You don't make it private. You've got followers out there.
No, yes. Vision.co.za. When you click, when you open, the first thing you'll see is, Limpopo colors, right? You know how Limpopo people dress. You don't even have to ask, which one is it? Just by the look of the
But then do people pay for?
There's an option for that. There's an option for people to pay for subscription. You can pay, I think, whatever subscription you agree with them, then you share revenue, or you can make it free. So we made Limpopo TV free for now. But there are other channels like the Bricks and also the other one from UK, Channel 7. You can get to.
So you can only stream Limpopo TV?
Not only, it's not exclusivity. You can do it through them because already they've got a platform with local channels like ICASA and Centec. They have already the SABCs, all the SABC 1 and all the SABCs. They've got How TV, Soweto, Tswane, and Mpumakaba. They're all there already.
But how do I get hold of those?
How do they contact with you?
No, tell us. Yeah.
No, you just have to contact them and they give you a.
No. I'm talking about a viewer.
A viewer. Simple as that.
Remember, I'm sitting here. I'm speaking on behalf of viewers.
The viewers that I hope.
Yes. So I'm saying I need to watch Limpopo TV. I'm sitting at home. How do I get it? It's freevision.co.za,
Yes.
which is streaming.
Then
If
you
I'm not
click-
streaming, what's the other alternative?
You go to the very, it used to be called free to air. So free to air is an FTA IS-20. IS-20 is a
It's
satellite.
not that OV smaller thing.
OV refused it. We came with the proposal.
That, you remember that?
Yes.
The-
decoder thing.
Yes.
Yes.
I have it. We use it
You
here
have
in the
it.
studio.
So
that one can't access
It can access. You go there, you still find Limpopo TV. Then Limpopo channel 808 is Limpopo TV.
808.
Still Limpopo TV.
So I know I can see a lot of
so
channels there.
for those who can't access the streaming, not a problem. Just go to your decoder, just scan, and there is a video of a tutorial how to scan and how to.
What do they call that decoder, by the way?
The free vision. It's used to call free vision. There is
No,
a
now
diamond. There's a diamond.
called OV something.
OVHD. Or
The
this new
OVHD.
one.
That's the one I have.
So you go there, you check, and you just scan. It was because some of the channels may appear, but when you rescan, it brings some hundreds of channels which people have never seen before. They're all there, including Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Lesotho.
But how's the viewership there?
The
Because
viewership
I
there-
feel like it's a beautiful platform,
Mhm.
but you guys need to go out there to tell us about yourselves.
Definitely.
And I think that's where the contest is.
I think with Limpopo TV, we did that. We went public and we posted our numbers. We said, these are the people watching. Because when you're an admin, you're able to check the views, how many people are watching where. And we wanted it in real time. So what we did first, we went to the people all over the country, Zimbabwe, Botswana, Malawi. We told them, tell us and send us a video where you are watching from. We didn't want to speculate and lie and say the numbers. We want people to send videos. So we were posting videos every now and then. It says, guys, these are the numbers. These are the people watching from Botswana. They will show us switching on with their TV. I'm watching from Nigeria.
But what kind of aerial are you using? And it's that OVHD decoder, right?
There were three types. There were three types of encoders that we're using. From where I am, they give me, whenever I sign a contract, they give me what we call a satellite. It will have a name. So that satellite codes, if they give it to me, I can access my files and everything through FTP. Meaning from here, I can control my satellite. Yes, I can check how far my satellite is going. Like now, I can tell you that is how many people are watching. The satellite is moving close to Nigeria, is moving. So they give you the access to that. So you are able to can control and be able to operate that. So then there was another one, the South African government brought it, they call it the digital. They said we're moving from analog to digital.
That thing never happened.
But they were still using an analog antenna.
Yeah. When is that going to happen?
It did. They came to Limpopo. We did a roadshow with them. With Minister Chaveni was the Minister of Communication by then. They came.
I did one of the roadshows as well. That's why I'm asking, when is it going?
I don't know what happened. I mean, it just came, disappeared, came again, disappeared, came back again, disappeared, and now we said, you know what? I said, you know what? I'm tired. Because they'll come and say, oh, it's coming. Every new minister comes, every new minister wants to come with the new rules, and it scraps the whole plan and everything we've been through. So they made the decoders available for people who are at home who can be able to watch. You can just buy the decoder, or you don't buy this for free, So now here is a challenge.
But how much is the decoder?
It's for free, but for them, a lot for them to get. Yes, a lot. It's a lot for them to go and acquire it. What happens is that you are giving that decoder, which is the SABC and all the South African local channels, and it was still powered by Centec, where we are right now with Limpopo TV. What they do is that they give these decoders to the houses that are disadvantaged. I think they produce over.
But did they roll out those decoders?
Over around 5 to 8 million of them. They gave away. They said people can go to
Oh, so it ended up happening. That digital.
Yes, it's like the same thing with SARS. They tell you can only collect.
But are you saying SABC is now fully digital?
They decided to make their own app under a company called Mongo Mall. It's in Dubai. They decided to go and do their own app called SABC Plus. So right now, wherever you are, you don't have to go to MultiChoice or anywhere to access SABC. You can just do their app and you access all their channels. The very same platform. That's where we are with Centec as well. Centec and Icasa, they bought shares as well. They are part of that.
But how's the competition out there? Because you guys are out there. You are too many. It's easy to start your own channel, the same way as it's easy to start a podcast. So competition is high.
Yep.
How are you planning on standing out?
Content. The content we are giving. Look at
what's the Limpopo content.
Limpopo is one of the biggest populations. I've been double checking in comparison with the Cape, with the Northern Cape and the Eastern Cape. We are on, when I arrived in Limpopo, it was 5.8 million. Now we are on 6.2 million population.
What do you mean? It's
Limpopo
the biggest population. It's not bigger than Gauteng. What do you mean?
Limpopo people are excited. They get
but
excited.
you can't say Limpopo has got the biggest population in the country.
In life, human bodies, it is the biggest.
No. It's Gauteng.
No. Gauteng people is populated by a lot of people from Limpopo.
Yes, but the fact of the matter is the biggest number of people are in Gauteng.
Yes, the biggest number of people. But now we cannot rule that as a population because they are here for something that they go back home to Venda.
Okay, so you are basically saying they're here, but they watch.
Okay. So we use that to work for us because we didn't calculate the people who are in the Limpopo province. We said Limpopians. who are registered as Limpopians. They are also in Gauteng, they are in KZN. I met a lot of
But the content, I'm asking about the content. What do they watch?
We
What do you
wanted,
watch?
we wanted them
Do you
when
watch King Munada? Do you watch Makazi?
Master
What
King,
do you watch? Papa Penny Penny? Like, tell us.
not much of that. We wanted to homegrown stories. There's a lot of stories. There's a lot of talent there.
Skomota.
Hey, Skomala is just the tip of the iceberg. Trust me, based on TV and others who blew up, there is a lot of talent there that is not yet being
Tell us about some of your shows.
We've got another show called Zuyadeva, which means you are going to taste all the Limpopo type of food. Secondly, Limpopo has got this other one called, Zuyadeva is also, it was done by Kendi Zamandebed. So Kendi, when she proposed that show, it's a show that explores Limpopo dialect. We've got dialects more than just languages that are national. We've got Abu Kelobedi, we've got Sehanoana, Serranoana, we've got all of those dialects. So they are there. So many people don't know. So those dialects, they teach us, but also they teach about the food, local food that we hardly eat. Some of them, the insects.
Do you pay your presenters?
Firstly, we're not paying them because they were under learnership. So University of TUT, also with Mr. Professor Mokoba, they said these students who are graduate, before they graduate, Mr. Matlala, would you incubate them? We made a big selection.
And I'm asking all these questions because I'm trying to understand how viable it is to run such a channel so that people out there see the amount of money you invest in this kind of things and how much you can assist people in telling Limpopo stories.
Definitely. With the investors, we had two investors who came on board and they brought in some few money to help us with the operations equipment and stuff like that, and also making sure that we are sustainable, we remain relevant, and the content we bring and we produce. Most of the kids were only giving them stipends. We couldn't give them salaries yet because don't forget, when Limpopo TV started in 2019, officially we went public and it was all over the place. COVID started. So we didn't know how to maneuver. Even my business plan for 100 years of 5 years had never had COVID inside. So I didn't know what to do. Like literally, I didn't know what to do. So I thought the government was going to come on board and help Mr. Matlala. This is beautiful because they came. We made the whole celebration was done at the premier's house. We ate namayanku. We were sitting down. They celebrated me. We took photos. But when it's time for them to reinvest, was my joy. My plan was that, guys, we've got 5 districts under one province, meaning it's one province with 5 districts with 25 municipalities with 125 locals and kings.
But don't you think sometimes what might have compromised you might have been you celebrated at the premier's house? Now, if he has to help you, they're going to say, hey, but those ones were showing meat.
Actually, yes. Thank you for asking that question. Nobody else ever asked me that question. It's a yes, that's actually compromised. For me, I went to him because he was the first citizen of the province. I didn't go to him because of other reasons
because
that I had later
the
on.
thing about this kind of situations, we struggle to draw the line, and more especially when you were raised with Ubuntu. You know, you don't know how to behave when you see these people. You take a picture, one day you get a deal, they say, but these people have always done this.
Yes, I got that later on when I told him, guys, Limpopo TV, we are really struggling financially to really keep up and to keep the lights on. They said, no, but why did you take the photo with him? Why he's not helping you? Because I'm like, but I thought he's the premier. He's a
human being.
He said, no, it's bigger than that. I didn't know the politics and much, and I thank God I didn't know. Now I know, and I'm angry why I know. I wish I didn't know. You can't just shake that man's hand. If people see you shaking his hand, they're like, hey, Matlala, you're well connected. We need to talk. I didn't know those things. Now I just wanted to do TV.
I find it safe.
I just wanted to do TV, beautiful TV. I wanted to make sure that the government recognizes and all the departments they came through. Abu Mukoni, including now the current premier, Popish was there 2 or 3 times. They came with the local mayors before John Mbe became the mayor of Polokwane. They all came to Limpopo.
And all of them do interviews on your platform.
All of them. I've got hundreds of videos. All of them. They even endorsed it, went on TV, and they still have videos playing now on Limpopo TV now of them endorsing it long.
So how do you make money?
Maybe I was too focused on making the best TV and didn't know how to make money out of it.
So you're not making money.
We were not generating a lot. We were not generating to live by tomorrow, to be able to pay some of the things for next month, pay the lights, pay the stipends of the kids. But to going forward, hence I made a call once. I made a very long hour video. I explained, guys, we're looking for this. We need help. If you think we can make this, if we make it available for you on video on demand, we're going to make money. But now because we this Limpopo, we want to make it free and available. And when we make it free, somebody must pay the cost of it being free. And you find that makes, and somehow it disables you, and there's a lot of politics involved. I didn't know much, and let me be honest with that. I didn't know much that a media like television, like Limpopo TV, can be used as a weapon for political fights. I got the Manlema Julius came to our studios and he started showing it. He took a video with the whole team. When EFF was still in charge, he came and he took photos. So people say, oh, now you are moving with Malem. I didn't know moving with him, being in the office, people automatically they think, no, he's the one funding. I went and I took photos in the house of the premier with him. We took like 500 photos with him. I think 3 type of consecutive interviews together with him. So people, when they see you with him, it's like, oh, you are with him. So there was a lot of political involved, and I didn't want that.
And you get compromised.
I wanted to do the best TV ever, but unfortunately, that TV can be used as a big weapon. I didn't know that. Number two, TV is supposed to generate money, so I didn't know.
Have you ever followed the story of Fox versus CNN?
Yes, very much.
Now you're starting to
So
understand.
later, I realized, wow, that's real. So later when I discovered, oh God, I should have done that. But I thought, you know what, whatever happened, man. I was very much in pain. I nearly went into depression when all the money left, all my investors, they wanted to pull out. They pulled out their money as it is. There was nothing. Nobody wanted to put an investment. Limpopo TV was left with, guys, this thing is not working. But they didn't know that COVID is here. And because they see me sitting down with big names and big politicians and guests are coming, they assumed we are making money. Now the money is not happening. So we decided we're going to shut it down. 2021, we shut down Limpopo TV. So it's been off for like 2 years. In that whole 2 years, I disappeared because I had a mild depression.
So it's gone now.
No. For that 3 years, 2021, 2022, 2023, Limpopo TV shut down complete. We went off. I went and I relocated to Cape Town. And I started.
But now it's back.
Now I came there. Last year I came back and said, I'm bringing it back. So I spoke to Ikasa again when I said, guys, but you guys, you've been waiting for licenses. You're not doing it. He said, Mr. Hey, you can wait for the license, but now we are going to digital.
But who's funding you now?
Now I'm doing it myself. With the projects that I'm doing, where we're getting to be it's now sustainable because it's no longer costing more than 100,000. Now it's 80, 70. We can at least compromise and then not buy expensive watch and not buy expensive shoes and use the money to be able to fund the TV. But now the TV is back. It's been here for like, I think 6 months now. It's been on air. We have announced it officially. People have seen it, but there's another official one that's come. So we've been also working with a couple of looking for partners who can come and do leadership for this student. But these students, they love TV and radio. We've got the facility, we've got the television, we've got everything, we've got the mileage, but we needed somebody to come and train these kids. And now we'll give them the practicals. We've got the equipment, we've got the studios, and we've got everything. We wanted that help. So that's where we are right now. We're just saying, okay, let's run the TV now. So that whenever somebody comes on board, they know these kids are here, they're available, they're ready. You train them, you equip them. When you're ready, bring them to Leru. We'll put them in the right offices.
Very interesting story about your TV life and what you've been through. And it's very unfortunate that some of these things we get compromised along the way. So you are off air for 3 years.
Yeah.
What do you do? Because I've noticed with you, you are one of those people like me, you easily get bored.
Yeah.
You want a new challenge all the time.
Actually, I did get bored. Hence, I left Gauteng and I left Limpopo for 2.5 years. I went to Cape Town. I went and met a guy by the name of Mike. He's the CEO of Cape Town TV. I looked for a job. I told him I'm bored. I need a job. So I decided not to tell him my history, who am I, and all that. I'm like, when I'm here in Cape Town, I'm bored. Can you do a job for me? What can you do? No, I can do a lot. Just tell me where you need help and I can put my hands on.
So you worked for him?
For a week. I think there's a lady who's the station manager. Her name is Karen. She went and she did her research and she printed. She says, do you know this guy? And then they said, but later, why you didn't disclose? I'm like, it was not relevant. I was bored. I wanted something to keep me going while I'm here. So
then how do you get into
I didn't go back to
doing awards?
I decided to do something else. Then we partnered with the Cape Town TV because I did this. They saw the research.
So you started the awards with
Cape Town TV. Yes, that's why their logo is the first big logo that was there. So the Cape Town Music Awards, actually it was Cape Town Fashion and Music Awards. So we made a few proposals to a couple of stakeholders to come on board, including the city. The very same Mayor Harris was built, and it just became a new mayor, and Mayor George Harris in the city of Cape Town. We did them they gave us the escape. When we did all of that, they were excited. They came on board. The support was very beautiful. If you see on the videos and the pictures we posted, it was beautiful. The whole building was packed. But they didn't reciprocate it the way I had envisioned it. The city came on board, Cape Town TV came and they broadcasted and they did very beautifully. So including the SAA, they were part of it. So all of that whole thing, I love adrenaline things, man. Push me to something that will make me not to sleep. That one I would do it even sleeping. It was not that kick.
So but the awards, how did they go?
They went very excited, successfully so. So we get to see that when you do this type of thing in Cape Town, there's a lot of fashion people in Cape Town. We introduce them to the market, and we also brought a lot of people who are singing different types, a lot of genders in Cape Town.
I was going to say that there's
I met guys from Dreamers, Cap. I met the Katzes. They said they call it Cap Setal. I didn't even know about that.
There's a rich musical heritage there.
I met things that I didn't know they existed. And those guys, they don't have such platform. And they've got Cape Town TV, channel 262. But the channel and the community, that relationship between was not that much strong. People love to see things that are happening out, and they watch a lot of Soweto TV apparently. So I tried to introduce Cape Town TV to them. We went to the Kailicha. We went with Pastor Matlala. Pastor Matlala is my homeboy, with Bishop Sik, all those guys with big buildings and big numbers. I went to them to introduce this thing. They gave me their platform. We were there on stage. We introduced. People came through. And then the first one was a success. But I felt, I wanted to hit very hard. People, I wanted them to see. So somehow I felt, I'm missing home, and I miss Limpopo TV. Because I will be here and I will still use in my terminology and in my conversations, I will still use, hey man, in Limpopo I used to do, in Limpopo I was planning to do. So in Limpopo we did the Limpopo Community Awards, which are also happening this year. Again, the Limpopo Community is the biggest one. We've got people like Bishop Likhonyane attending such events. We've got also now the Kings and all of them.
Who's doing Limpopo Community Awards?
I'm the owner of Limpopo Community Awards.
So you started in Cape Town doing the Cape Town Music Sensation Awards?
But Limpopo TV and Limpopo Community Awards, they started together. Okay, it all happened together. It happened in 2020, in the middle of the crisis of COVID. We did the first installment of the Limpopo Community Awards, and it was a very success. And then during the COVID, when they were changing the level, so it affected a lot of.
How do you survive doing awards? How do you make money? Where do you get the money?
I think you're the first person to ask me. Then I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm making money through partners. Partners, they come and they buy. We sell big tables, we sell big partnerships, and we give them whatever we give them in return. We use that money to run the awards. The awards didn't make money much. If you don't have sponsors, awards are going to be a big of a flop.
But then how do you convince?
Some Bishop love it. I don't know. I just love
the Bishop. Yeah, but how do you convince Bishop to come to your awards?
I'm good at selling my story. Yeah, I mean, coming anyways. Yeah. I'm good at selling my story, especially because I also add a lot of spice of passion in.
Do you also go to the same church?
No, I went there twice during the COVID when we went to. There was
but he still came to your event.
He came, yes, to the Limpopo community. He's still coming again on the one that is happening now in the end of April. He's coming again, the Bishop. He loves it. I don't know. Maybe he still loves me. I went to Cape. I went to Eastern Cape. I went to KZN, King Mrs.
Have you ever sat next to that man?
I don't know who I'm.
No, I had an opportunity to sit next to the Bishop. I ran away. I literally just ran away.
Both of them, both the Wakamole, the stuff.
Yes.
And even this time.
No, we performed for him, and they tried to put us in the same row and as well.
No, this time around, I think when you just come to Limpopo, you'll meet them in person. Definitely, yes, definitely.
Wow.
Yeah, the protocol used to be very strict, but now whenever they know and understand who you are and what you're doing, they open ways and it becomes easier.
So how many award ceremonies are you doing? It's Limpopo Community Awards?
Yes. And then now we're doing the Women of Influence. We did Naledi
Women of Influence.
You remember we're honoring Dr. Naledi Pando.
Where were you doing them?
At the Pretoria, a new hotel. Okay. Yeah, we used the new hotel. It was a bigger one, and at that time, that Women Month, many of the places were booked. So that the bigger one we got, because when I spoke to Mama Naledi Pando, I said I want to celebrate you privately. It was supposed to be a surprise. So I spoke with Mama Nkosazana Zuma and Mama, the wife of the president, Mama Tsepa. Said,
so you just pick up the phone and say, today I feel like calling Mama Nkosazana.
Yeah, as I said, maybe they love me, or maybe there's a charisma that God has put in me. Whenever I go, people get to open up their hearts easier like that. I'm genuine. I don't know.
And then who was featured in those awards? Like notable people.
We've got Mom Kiza, they came. I want Mom Koma, they came. We've got about the Minister Faith Mtabike. The Minister of Small Business also came. Now we've got also the Mayor of Tshwane, and Mayor Nosif used to be a deputy when she invited her. We've got Mama Katie Pogain was also there. And we had like over 250 women, notably. But this year in August, I'm going bigger this year.
And then who finds you?
Noah.
You just do this thing.
I got a friend of mine called Mr. Temple.
But what if they get there and then there's no food?
I just apply faith. Good question. Even now, you see, now we are organizing a massive one called the Men of Influence. I think on the question we're going to be talking about it, it's going to be the biggest that has ever happened in South Africa. I've been copying and checking what others are doing, the Grammys, the EMIs. I've been checking what are they doing. I've been checking there and marking my calendar. Okay, wait, I can do this. No, I can do this. Then I called the presidency. I called Mr. William. President William, I want the prayer. Will the president be able to come? Just send them email.
Men of Influence Awards. When are they happening?
21st of March, 2025.
I mean, this is just around the corner, and we're already saying they're going to be big. How's that possible?
The venue that I chose is huge. Already the number of the guests that are coming automatically tells you this is going to be very big. It's an inaugural one, is the first of its kind. I did the women one, was a great success. Then I felt we need to be celebrating men. Our men in South Africa, like I said, when I came into that, I saw your name in one of the nominees.
So I'm nominated there?
Yes, from the Elizabeth. So I saw that and I realized Our South African men, the only time you'll hear about them is whenever there's a scandal, there's a killing, there's anything, there's GBV violence. But hardly do we ever celebrate the good work that they're doing. But man, 3 weeks ago, we had one of the South Africans, he was running the Grammy Awards. It's a South African wearing a black suit. He said, welcome to America. I'm like, but he's not from America. Such guys who are doing that, they look at the beautiful work that they're doing, but hardly do we ever bring them home and say, guys, you are really lifting our flag very high. Thank you for that.
What type of people do you feature in such awards? Obviously you told me about the women ones.
Yes.
You haven't told me about Limpopo community. We'll go back to that one. But the men of influence, what type of people are you targeting?
People, they know you as Arthur Mafokate, but they don't know how many people you have produced, how many people you have elevated, how many people you gave them the airtime. Some of them you gave them your studio, some of them you even gave them your car in your house. People, they don't know that story. Those are the guys we want to be able to publish and tell them their stories. Their stories are never told because they are clouded by this blowing up of TikTok and like useless things that are happening. But you find that real men who have done a lot, you have sacrificed. People, they only know about you what they read on the newspaper, like what they read.
They never get to meet the real person.
So those are the people who want to celebrate. Those guys who have kept us ablaze. During the struggle days, we had guys above, we only left with 3 of them, Bratanda, Bralak Jabu. We also have Mr. Jerim Fuke. Those are the 3 remaining Mzinwe Israel legend. Those guys have been around keeping us entertained during the struggle days and in all the seasons. They kept us, watched our TVs because but hardly do we ever hear that. Last time I saw Babu Tanda, we call him Chow, holding a Capitec card and say, I'm looking for donations. Is that what we want to do about our legend? So the new generation, about 2000, they said, who's that? Asking for money with a Capitec account. To realize they don't know who this guy is, but we know. So I felt some of their stories needs to be told. What these guys have done, I believe, let me be the one to start this journey. Even if I don't end it, somebody will take over from me and run with it. But let's tell their stories. Americans, they've got something. If you are from the military, you are a veteran, man, they can close the restaurant for you. They can even stop the whole traffic just for a veteran to jump the crossroad. They do everything for that. They always have a saying that says, thank you for your service. For the great work you have done for their country, they never forget. But South Africa, we forget. South Africa, we forget. We forget a lot. There's a lot of men who have done amazing things in the country, who have done a lot of sacrifice. Whenever there's a scandal, we saw them, then we write them off. But look at the great work and the margins and how they've done a lot in doing this thing. We hardly look at the
Talking about honoring people and South Africa not doing enough touches me because I've noticed in other countries, like you just said, I mean, sometimes you go like the UK, they would even call you, say, David Beckham, just for those beautiful free kicks. You know, they would honor a person like Messi in other countries. You know, like, I mean, recently Messi just got honored in the US where he didn't even play much because they acknowledge the amount of support he brought there. You know, I mean, I was shocked that since Messi played in America, their crowds are the second biggest in the world.
Now they are the largest. You saw the numbers. Every stadium is filled now.
Like that guy, wherever he plays, all stadiums are filled. And they had to even honor him in that regard. And we are failing to honor our people.
Hardly.
And I sometimes think it's about money. You know, here you get honored if you've got money.
I think you are right. I got a call. I think you'll remember the person I'm going to be talking about, Mr. Blondie McCann. He mentioned something when we informed him about the awards and says, Mr. Leary, I really appreciate the honor. On the 10th of December, I wanted to have a lunch with him. I got some few sponsors who said they wanted to take care of him and just take him out for lunch. He said, you know, it's so sad, Mr. Leary, during the years where, during the apartheid season where people were
the freedom songs.
He would sing the freedom songs.
Yes.
But no, but today you ask a lot of people who's Blondie, like who's Blondie? That man will sing freedom songs and he will keep our spirits alive.
Yes.
But hardly do we sing their songs and we honor such men. So he's going to be there on the 21st. Those are the guys we're going to be honoring.
Wow.
People like Baba O, Matlala.
Yes.
I saw him in Limpopo performing. Yes. I fought with the I fought with the organizer. I said, you can't let this old man sit on stage and perform, man, because he needs the man. Man, don't do that. Honor this man. So what I did with him, now you're going to sit down and we're going to have somebody play his songs. Saying, man, we still remember your music. He must see that the way they honor their legend.
What type of categories?
There's a lot of them. We've got the legends, living legends who are still there. We also have people living with disability. Some of them, they passed away along the way. The soccer stars were there. We know Brother Jomo Son. Jomo Son, he used to be a player before he owned the club. Those were the guys who will entertain you. During the derby days, people didn't know much about that. So those are the guys we want to really celebrate. So the categories mostly this year will be focused on honoring the great work that you have done in the society. But we want to do, the reason we partnered with the national broadcaster, the SABC, is because we want to be able to tell the whole world about your stories. So with the time frame we had, sometimes you're asking money and funding there and they delay. So without a lot of money coming in through, you are not able to do what actually you wanted to do. So you end up doing a hybrid of what you want to do. We really, because we had a plan of bringing them. I'm happy with the invitation I got also from Eva that we wanted to bring these legends here, let them be on screen, invite them. So I've already contacted all of them. When I told them about this, they're like, Mr. Larry, thank you for honoring us. Thank you for remembering us.
Yeah, you promised us those legends.
Oh yes, definitely.
I hope
they're excited. So
as of next week we'll be
start coming there. Yes, they are excited about it. I met with the man last week. The man who showed me his ball pen, a black pen, and the suit, a gray suit he was wearing. He says, "This is the suit I was wearing. This is the ball pen I was using when we were writing the Constitution of the country." His name is Dr. Matthew Paus. I'm like, what? He says, yeah, when we wrote the South African Constitution after the Condesa thing, this is the suit I was wearing. This is the pen I was. I'm like, yeah. So I might see the pen.
Such great.
Oh yes, he's coming. I was with him last week. He's coming.
Wow.
Oh, it's going to be very beautiful. Those are the men who want to be.
It's funny that you mentioning such things. I won an award. It was called a Soweto Award. And I got that award. Guess who gave me that award on stage? Who was the presenter? President Cyril Ramaphosa.
Wow.
He's the one who called my name on stage.
Wow.
And he even made a joke about me.
Okay.
And I got honored the same night that de Klerk was honored.
Oh,
okay. President de Klerk. I got honored on the same night. Yep. I had to go on stage, get my award from President Cyril Ramaphosa. I'm sure even my children don't even know about those ideas. And those are the kind of stories we need to tell about what we have achieved as human beings in this country.
We invited him specifically for that. We didn't want when we spoke with him, we told him what we want him to do. We want him to recognize that our man, out of 365 days, just give us men one day. So in this day, we're gonna use it to honor men and celebrate their good work. And the whole idea was that we don't want women attending. We wanted men to attend, that we can have meet and talk. There are certain topics we want to engage amongst ourselves and talk about that and share business cards, and then be able to talk about the things that we are aware of and we relate, but also be able to celebrate men. Because when the president, we want him, we are trying to push him through a petition to can declare this day at one senior year, at least we have a day that we celebrate men. We don't have a men's
Baba,
day.
but you're out of order. How do you, hey, this man, you honor men and you turn it into a men's conference?
Yeah, we are intending to do that.
That's actually unique, but it just sounds strange.
There's been a lot of attempts. And then our challenge is that I start something.
Are you saying we're not going to have waitresses in
How
the venue?
are you gonna have?
It's going to be waiters.
We wanted to have waiters only, not waitresses. Only for that day. And unfortunately, the SABC will be broadcasting live, but we wanted the cameras to be off. We'll record, we'll play after they edit, the guys after they edit. And then we do our own thing. Enjoy the meat, because I bring a lot of meat. The son of the president, he promised me a cow. So I want every man to eat meat. We've got unlimited alcohol that will be available for men. So I want men on that day to tell their wives I'll be coming home. I also have a partner that will be sponsoring us with free transport for everybody. So even if you go home at 1 o'clock, don't worry, they'll drop you at the gate or on the door. So I want men to come there, relax and enjoy the day. Even the venue we chose, the way it has the VIP area, it also has the lounge at the back. So there will be everything you need, so that if you go home late, your woman knows, I say wherever is taking care of them until they come. The car will drop you at the gate.
They'll probably say it's safe because there won't be other women there. So that's how.
So some of the women, they want to come and celebrate their men with us. They said, no, we want to come and be able to celebrate with our men. So like, let's open it for them. And so there will be couples coming. So we're not going the red carpet.
But no. Whoa. You said it's men only.
That was
but there's certain.
We decided to open it for all of them. It kept changing. When I spoke to Deputy Minister Bantu Olomisa, there's a very program that he's going to be doing as well for us, Minister Bantu, Deputy Minister Bantu Olomisa, which is a little bit sad and unique. We've got 14 men who just arrived last week from DRC that died. Now they're home. And hey, man, it's a little bit touching, that story, man. Now these guys are here at home. You have to bury it. And they're all men. And their names, after 3 weeks, McG will do something popular. His podcast will be famous than the names of those guys. Not in my watch. On that day, The minister, we agreed we're going to display the names of those guys and their pictures. Their family members are all going to attend. We want to celebrate, and we take a moment of silence to say we celebrate these heroes. They've done it bravely. They left here after they made an oath to go and serve the country, even if they served under the UN or whatever they were serving, but they left to go and serve their country. We need to honor and remember their names. There's a lot of guys that we don't know. I was talking, Dr. Matthew Posa was telling me some scary things about the names of the people I didn't even know they existed. So no, there are some guys we kept quiet about them. We can't even talk about it. Some of them, they died. There's a lot that happened even during those days. So some of those struggle heroes and the guys that happened recently, we want to celebrate their names. So really, the men who are doing amazing work, we want to make sure their name appears on that big screen. So the venue we took, they give us I think it's 100 times bigger than this screen. So we want to display their picture in the name. Say, when you see that name, remember this guy, he died in service of their country. So leave all politics and other things. No, he died in service of their country.
For me, I'm a very strange human being, and I always ask the strangest questions.
Yeah.
How much are you spending for those awards? And you know why I'm asking this?
Yes.
You watch an American show. I was sitting here with my crew here. They're young people, but their interests are almost the same as mine. We were talking about the halftime show at the NBA
Super Bowl, yes.
Yeah, the Super Bowl, sorry. And they mentioned something. They said the money that was spent there, it's the biggest. For them, that's what interests them. Hence I ask this kind of weird questions. I'll ask these weird questions.
Our bill was around 1.23 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not that big.
Not really. With what we want to come up with, it's very small. So we asked also the minister, Gaten McKenzie. He always says, "I'll buy tickets." I said, "Okay." We went to this minister, "Can you come?" So all of them, we invite them to come through because we also want to be able to take some of the categories and customize them through that relates best to their department. Including what we did now with Deputy Minister Bantu Olomisa. That man used to be a general in the military. That guy used to be very defiant with the UDA. When the ANC was banned, the man was around the country and was defiant, and we call him General Bantu Olomisa. Today he's quiet in parliament. Nobody even knows much about him. But those are the guys who have done an amazing job, and we are telling their story. I think he might be one of the guests that are next week, Tuesday or Wednesday. I'll talk to Eva. He's going to be here with you, Minister. So Deputy Minister. So they want to tell you about some of their chronicles, the job, and the work that they've done. And I had a very touching story that said, some of the compromises you have done. Sometimes people like yourself, you remember that time where you used to do a lot of tours outside. You were a parent, you have kids. So kids, they don't even have a time with you. You are always online. When you get home, you're on the laptop, you're on the phones, you're at the hotels. Your kids, sometimes they don't even get the chance to spend the time with their dad. And then we don't know that. And now we don't look at this man is doing this, but they don't know the sacrifice you are doing.
That's why I work with them.
Yeah? Or you keep them very close.
I work with them because that's the only way you can spend more time with them.
Elon Musk is doing the same thing. Right? Elon Musk is going with them in the White House. He takes the kids because he knows he don't have time. I'm happy to hear that. So I'm happy for that. And then we want to be able to celebrate them. This is the inaugural one we're doing on the 21st of March. And then from here on, we know what to build on, what to work on, what to fix. But I've done my home check and there. But with what we are going to do right now, we've got a national build, structure, working facility that is going to take care of us. But as soon as we are done here on moving forward, I'll be inviting a lot of people with ideas to say, how do I make sure this thing becomes the best and make sure where we made mistakes, how do we correct this? This was supposed to be done this way and we do it the right way. We're going to be bringing guys like the legendary Leon Schuster. He can't even walk today. His home is bedridden. He was honored by the president. They gave him the Kamangu award. But the man is at home, he's sitting in Boxback, and then many people, they don't even know Leon Schuster is still around, just around the corner from here. So some of those guys, we want to be having them as well. They'll be coming here in the community with us. They want to be able, you want to come and sit with us and they want to be here. So we're going to be celebrating those kind of guys and the work that they've done. So that's the main focus of this one that we're doing now. When we do this, then for the coming one, for the second one, we'll see how we can begin to upgrade from there and celebrate all the other good works. There was a man that him, maybe you might know him very, very well. Every time there's a sequel in the Disney world that's called The Lion King, he's the man behind the whole music. That man, he made Beyonce to sing. Say, Beyonce, you are not singing right. Stop. That man is a South African called Bralebo. So Lewo M is from South Africa, but we hardly sing songs about him. The only time we know about him is about his divorces and when Meg G says, how many wives you have? Yeah. But we hardly hear this man. That man, the US can't do that sequel of The Lion King without him on the table and producing and doing everything with Zimmerman. Who would have worked with Zimmerman, the greatest producer. So he's one of the South Africans we want to celebrate. So those are the men we're going to be celebrating.
Wow.
Yes.
Brilliant stories, eh?
Yeah.
I hope everybody that you mentioned will be there on the day,
I
because
pray so.
if that happens, obviously,
It's
it's
gonna
going to
be
be a killer show, and
beautiful.
you know, SABC chats will just on that night.
Yeah, on that
up
night
there
alone, yeah, they go very
because of the lineup,
Yeah.
and
we
the
chose the
caliber.
SABC because of it's a national broadcaster. Let's give them that right. It was also some of the archives, they have the archives. So we thought it would be very proper. So within after 2 weeks conversation, they sent me a contract, sign. I'm like, oh wait, dude, I'm still deciding, let me sign.
Yeah.
Just before you put our logo there, sign. We got it. I threw it to the team. They were excited. Then we signed it. We gave them a 2-year renewable contract. They said that for the whole 2 years, we want to be able to do this because we love your vision. So we gave it to them. Said, no, do it and make it beautiful. Yeah.
Brilliant stories. We normally have fun questions with our guests, before they leave,
Yeah.
and there's somebody that does that. But just in case she decides not to do them after this show, I'm just going to have a small quiz with
Yes.
you, just fun questions,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Are you ready for that?
No, I'm not ready.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why are you not ready? Okay, let's start here. Are you a sports fan?
Yes, I'm a Buccaneer boy.
You're a
Born
Buccaneer.
and bred.
Born and
in a
bred.
Buccaneer family. And then last time I even made a bet when I gave away 5 VIP tickets. When
Wow.
we were going to beat those Mamelodi boys, and they beat us, man.
Yeah.
So Ransa Squenchy with the Limpopo Baroga boys are better because of they were wearing green. We punish them for that.
I can't believe you're celebrating beating Limpopo boys.
No. I think they should have brought Sikukune FC, brought Baroka, brought even Ledodadu, brought everyone under one roof and beat them just to punish them for what Mamelodi Sundowns did to us.
I'm glad that you love football and you sound like you too are into football.
No, I love it so much.
Doctor versus Zwane?
Doctor.
Why doctor?
I don't know if he remembers. I had a conversation with him. We spoke. By that time, I was not much of I love to be behind the scene alone. No, like a lot of people are still curious how am I going to the interviews recently. I'm like, no, because of the event and what we are doing, I believe I can say the message correct. I had an interview with him a lot. I've heard a lot about the work that he has done. And then he got some deals, and on those deals, I had a hand in it. But this is the man who don't put these influencers to come and.
So is that why you support Dr.
Yeah, I felt he did a good job. Zwane, I need the goals. When you compare the goals, Doctor had the finesse.
Doctor's shoes?
Shoes was amazing. My dad still has the picture. He still has the picture. I'll check in this. He still has the picture with him. Yeah, the recent game that was happening in here in February, I wanted to take my dad as a surprise for him because I had some VIP tickets. So I gave them away online on Facebook. I wanted to take my dad as well. So shoes will take in this one. My dad loved him so much.
The most difficult one.
Mm-hmm.
Shoes, Ace and Solink. Hey. How old are you? You don't even know anything about Ace. What?
I know about Ace. I know about Ace and Solink very well.
So Ace versus shoes?
Hey. Yeah, somehow. Yeah, Matsami Sana. So but Ace and Solink was amazing. We played very good soccer. And then also with all those guys, whenever even if they put them on second half, they're gonna score. So I'm in between with this.
Okay.
I'm in between.
Ace versus Jomo.
Jomo was our Pele. Jomo was our Pele. Jomo will make the stadium shake.
Yeah.
So people like Jomo in the days when he would play, he made people enjoy and don't forget, it was during the struggle days. So people will even forget about apartheid and Africans don't watch Jomo. So Jomo, he brought that fun and excitement. They don't know much. I don't know, maybe it's because they don't play much of his clip to the new generation. They're like, come on, Mfano.
Yeah.
So Jomo had that. Whenever he came, and it was just beautiful and exciting. So
you are a soccer lover.
I'm a Buccaneer. Anything that has to do with the Buccaneer involved, including the beating of Kaizer Chiefs, I'm always away. Yeah.
So who's going to win the Nedbank for you?
Orlando Pirates, we might not win, but look at the strength. We are playing beautiful game. I'm not sure my club will win. Yeah, somehow they get too excited after winning 3 games. The 4th one they lose, so we might lose based on that. So,
but the question is, who's going to win?
Hey, it's a difficult one. I'm suspecting somehow the Mamelodi boys might take it this time. Yeah, and I have to say it and be honest. By the look of things, as the Pirates, I don't know what coach does at the last minute. He takes out the best and he puts whoever was in the bench. Maybe he wants everybody to have a fair game in chance. So, but that always at the end it backfires on us. We end up not even winning anything. So this time around, the Mamelodi boys might take it. They are coming. They are in strong. They are angry. They are coming strong, and they are not beating one. They put 3, 4, 5. So they're hitting hard. It shows that they are very serious and committed. So they might take it.
There are more questions I want to ask, but
Yes.
unfortunately we're running late.
Yes.
And that was Larry Matlala, the man with many talents. Thank you, bro.
Brother. I really appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.